Anonymous attendee asked a question that probably crosses into financial advice. So we can't give financial advice. The following is just Nick's opinion. Um, but he says, would you recommend holding off on profit taking until the next halving cycle where prices have the potential to be higher?
That's a great question. Again, thank you, Hope, for the the predetermined statement as well that it's not financial advice. I mean, look, I would say, guys, that to be completely fair, it really depends on how you want to approach markets. So we've been talking a lot today about dollar cost averaging, and dollar cost averaging is great because it completely, like, if your time preference is 5 years, I mean, man, dollar cost averaging is a hard to beat strategy. It's something so simple, low stress. In this case, you don't have to do anything. It's just every week you're averaging in. And outside of that as well, as your time preference, as we showcased earlier, the longer your time preference is, the higher you have in this case to outpace your initial investment and any other type of asset class, right? Generally speaking. In regards to considering the halving event, it really depends in this case when the halving event happens. Usually the halving event happens towards the kind of like the bottom, kind of the slow exit of the bear market. I really don't think if there's a chance that we go through what's known as expanding cycles. And we talked about that in a previous webinar where from bottom to top in the cycle, in this case, from lowest price point to the highest, that the time frame is expanding, generally speaking, that we might have a weird overlap where the halving event is in the middle of a bear market. And it may not be as effective, especially now that the halving events are reducing supply. Even though it's still half of the new supply introduction, it's much less in this case than the reductions of the past. So I think that the halving events are going to become they're going to become a little more redundant. They're not going to matter as much. So that's my general thesis. I would say not to worry too much about the halving when taking profit. It's more about when price action is euphoric, your grandma's talking about crypto and showing you her crypto portfolio, like things of that sort, where there's a lot of buzz, right? That's the thing I would look out for and be a little bit concerned about.